Hey y'all! Welcome back to the channel. So, today we're going to talk about Patreon. Why? A multitude of reasons. Um, there's stuff I want to do, but I don't think it's appropriate for YouTube, for one, or Facebook, or Reddit, or school. So I kind of want a place to do stuff like offensive plates, DMV rejects, stuff like how do I possibly can get a hold of historic military vehicle plates? And some people who have been over to the museum know why. Should be very obvious, but it's not. Mail calls, early access, and better communication. People will communicate, they'll message 3 or 4 times before I can even get a reply out just because I'm so busy. Unfortunately, I still work a 9 to 5. I run the museum. I'm doing YouTube. I'm doing Facebook, the museum page, the little known license plate page, working on the book project. There's stuff that I have to drop everything and take care of, like coming across a very rare unicorn, only one known, Wisconsin Raspberry Warrior window sticker with matching registration. It's just so much, and I want to build something better. I think last couple of years I've laid down a good foundation of the basics, and I need to start building on that foundation. Doesn't mean I'm going to disappear and no one's going to hear from me. It just means if you're on Patreon, you're going to hear from me faster, earlier, and the other stuff is going to be when I can get to it. Unfortunately, I kind of see why some of the large favorite creators I have, like Aging Wheels, you never hear from them. And then you find out they're on Patreon, and that's where they do the communication. It kind of sucks, but I understand why now. I've been so busy, and I don't have a social media manager. I probably should at this point, but I don't have the funds to do so, right? I don't have money to pay somebody to do all the things that I do and all the postings and taking photos of plates and putting them up here and taking them down and all that. Like today, I have 70, 13 tables set up with license plates so I can take photos for people, get prices, so I can make some sales, so I can reinvest in the museum. I can do other projects because my 9 to 5 doesn't pay for this. Really, what pays for this is the community. Between plate sales and donations and swag sales and a whole 9 yards. Some other weird things like evaluating collections and organizing collections have paid for stuff in the past. But things need to change so I can grow. So this can grow. So we can get a better community. Don't get me wrong. I would love not to have a 9 to 5 and be like the ambassador of license plates. But that's not realistic for me. I don't think I'll ever be able to leave my day job because of health insurance and retirement and stuff like that. But doesn't mean I can't start a Patreon and do stuff that will, one, give back to the community, bring in younger collectors, make older collectors and people who have been collecting for a while feel welcomed. Like I'm thinking, this is very early stages of doing Patreon. I've kind of bounced around and played with it a little bit. There's going to be videos that I don't really want to show on my YouTube because I don't want to feel like I'm bragging. So it'll be kind of stuff like that, like, hey, I just traded for this #1 plate, or I just traded for this very rare license plate. And eventually those will make it on YouTube, but not as look what I got videos, but as historic videos of, hey, this is this really rare item, this is the history of it, this is why it's significant, stuff like that. The other thing, it looks like you can do tiers on Patreon. So there'll be like an early access one, but I want to set up one where you can just get via snail mail swag every month. Every month you just get a piece of swag. a sticker, whatnot. I'll write a letter, send it off. And then probably a higher tier where you get swag once a month, but once a year you get a t-shirt or a hat, and then maybe a couple higher tiers after that. I don't know. I'm still in the very much planning phase. Just because I know I got the foundation set, but I have to build on that foundation. I've been working so hard the last couple of years to make sure I can get away from Facebook because most of my sales were Facebook. And I was worried once the platform started crashing and decaying, would this all fall apart? And no. Why? Because all you. All the support, all coming to the license plate meets, the text saying, hey, I really need this plate, can you help? And I can, pull something from the collection sometimes if I'm really desperate and someone really wants something, and, especially the younger generation, I'll dip in the collection once in a while. I'm a softie, I know. But a lot of times I'll have extra stuff or I'll go out and find stuff. That's why I'm going to hopefully do more on the road videos and advertise Find My Plate and stuff like that. So then if you need a tribal plate or a prototype plate or a sample plate, hey, I can look, I can find one for you, all that. Hopefully this doesn't sound too rambly. I know this is a lot of stuff, but I want to fix some problems I have. One is communication. I'm so far behind in communication between text, Messenger, Facebook Messenger, YouTube comments, Facebook comments, the other pages comments, school, Reddit, and I don't have a lot of mods. And I don't have a lot of people posting content. I have some, granted, but not like how much I have a schedule set up where I make sure every social media gets a couple posts per week. That's why you don't see me on Facebook all week. You'll see these automated posts here and there for the Wisconsinites group or the License Plate Collectors Old School group and the Little Known License Plate page and the museum page and Dairyland's page and all that. And I'm probably forgetting stuff too. But it's a lot. Usually once a month, I have a planning session and I get everything scheduled that I can. There's some apps that you can't schedule, so I have a daily checklist of things to check, make sure videos are posted, make sure I go in and I make some posts. Especially since I am trying to build that school community off of normal platforms to build our own platform, so no matter what, we have a place to be. Because once Facebook dies, where are we going to go? Instagram? Eek. Twitter or X? Aive. Reddit's okay, but I see that more with the younger generation and not the older generation. At least with school, I seem to have a mix, but I need to build it more. But it's getting there. So, but really, I want to be the ambassador of license plates. I want to be able to support the younger collectors, support the older collectors, their needs, pay back all the good karma that I've gotten over the years. I know I trade with guys and they're like, what do you want to do? I'm like, how about just to even trade? Let's not even worry about it. And they're like, oh, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. As a kid, they would help me so much. And I'm now in position where I can help them get stuff for their collection. And that's what I want to do. I really want to build this community. I want to be the ambassador, kind of want to be the Costco of license plates too, a little bit, You pay a membership, you buy in bulk, but I really need to build off this foundation this year. And this is the one thing that I think will be better. I might be shutting down the Ko-fis at the end of the year, hopefully. I just think it was just too far off the norm to build that. anything off of there will probably go to either the school community, like the courses I'm building will probably end up at school. If I can post them on Patreon, I will also post them there. And that's why I'm bringing the swag over for levels on Patreon, because the other problem is I have a lot of swag. People want stuff, I order it, they only want one, there's minimum quantities, so I end up with a pile, and it doesn't really move that fast. They move, but not that fast. And my goal is to travel light. I know, I have an ambulance, I can fill it to the brim, I know, but that's not what I want to do. I would love, especially at the Dairyland meets, to visit, to support, to give advice, and not be stuck behind a table trying to make money. I really don't want to do that. I just want to be part of the community. I want to be an ambassador. And this is going to be the start of that, I hope. And don't get me wrong, I'd love to do this full time, but like I said, it's not realistic. Benefits, retirement, the whole 9 yards. And really, when you are self-employed, it's so much difficult to get loans and keep your mortgage and all that, because you have to prove so many years of business income. I work with crafters all the time they own their own crafting business. They do crafts in antique malls, in craft stores, and at flea markets, and it's pretty difficult. And that's why I'm always giving advices on like credit card readers and stuff like that, because I see what they do and I can take it and apply it to what we do. Well, got any questions? Got any concerns? Let me know. Like I said, I'm very much in the early stages, but hopefully by the time this is posted, there'll probably be a link in the description. I'm going to do some short videos on each little topic because, let's face it, these long videos don't get a lot of views. So I'll split this up, do some short form of each point, and also I think I'm going to have a more laid back, relax, let's have some coffee and talk video about this too once I get farther through the process. So yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. I really want to thank you for the support. I really can't do it without you guys. And I hopefully see you later. Bye.